What's up, your ILUS family, ILUS Army and moneymakers? Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Thank you for all your support in entire 2021 in the growth of this channel, clicking all the like buttons, clicking the subscribe and everything that you have supported to this channel. For especially, I just wanted to cover ILUS once again, put it into perspective where we started from, and I will take a look into how we have been doing. We have done a tremendous growth of 290x as you can see on my screen, and I'll put that into perspective. Remember, we started from 0.0010 on January 4th, 2021. We are at December 31st, and take a look where we are. We are at 29 to 30 cents. So just wanted to put it into perspective so you can realize how amazing what we have done in 2021, and I also wanted to share what 2022 brings in for the future for all of us. So take a look. We were at 0.001 as I just mentioned, and we are at 0.2990. So if you subtract the 29 and 90 cents out of 0.001, we are getting the profit of 29 cents, which is 290x, or in other words, 29,000% return on your investment. Now, I was not that lucky to get that number, but it is important to put it into perspective what ILUS has done so far in 2021, how the stock price has grown, and what is the return on the investment if someone had invested at that price point. Not only that, I have been covering the stock pretty consistently. We got into the stock around 6 or 7 cents. From that price point, we saw 51 cents, which is a massive gain of more than 10x or 1000% gain. Amazing return on the investment, and I cannot brag enough about ILUS. So in today's video, by the way, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that we get at least 500 likes on this video so we can reach massively with mass audiences, because this particular stock has a ton of potential. As I mentioned, we are up 29,000% just in 2021. I wanted to share the journey of ILUS, what ILUS has done. They have 16,000 followers. They are growing super fast. They published a video. Before that, they have been wrapping up their Q4 yesterday on 31st, and they have been certainly exceeded the targets as they just mentioned. Very impressive progress made by ILUS team, and we look forward to they look forward to update us very soon in January. But before that, they shared this video with all of us, and I just wanted to go through this very quickly. I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions as well along the way. I don't want you to miss out. If you own ILUS, congratulations, you made it in 2021. Don't forget to hit the like button so you can do your job and share this information with more and more people. We want to spread the word out, because OTC play, getting into NASDAQ, massive turnkey investment. In my opinion, there is a ton of catalysts coming up for ILUS, especially with their acquisition, $100 million revenue company, NASDAQ uplisting, you name them. Let's see what ILUS is sharing with us, and stay along the way. Watch the full video. If you own ILUS, you really want to watch this full video, because I'll be sharing a ton of information along with what they shared with us. Here we go. ILUS International Progress of 2021 update. So, as we all know, January 2021, which is when they appointed their CEO, not only that, they acquired Firebug, which was the very first acquisition in January 2021. At that time, not many people knew ILUS, including myself. ILUS was just merely any another OTC play under the market, and their first acquisition happened with Firebug. They have a disruptive patent water mist technology, firefighting technology. What they use at that point is very less water, so they save the water, they reduce the amount of damage that is being done by the water in the Firebug technology with the nozzles that they have. They have massive response in terms of the manufacturing rapid response firing vehicle equipments, and they have international client base in last 15 to 15 months more or less, because they started in Q4 2020. With the TVC revenue acquired in February 2021, they had annual revenue of $3 million, which is when their journey started. It became strengthened. Dubai-based vehicle converter company. They got also converted more than 8,000 vehicles of the global brand. Their customers include, it's super massive to learn these names: Shell, Mercedes, Toyota, BP, US Army, Ford, and Emirates. Now, with that super big journey, in Q1, ILUS reported to us that the revenue was $508,000 just in Q1 2021. Out of that, $208,000 was their profit, or almost $209,000 was the profit. So their profit was almost 41% of the total revenue, which is massive for a company at that scale. They were a very small company, less than $500,000 in revenue. They booked the profit of more than $200,000. BCD Fire has a 50 years of engineering experience, so they chose the right company. Impressive client base in the Middle East region as well. $3 million pipeline, as you see, and that's when the journey begins. ILUS also launched the coin, which is a limited supply of 100 million coin related to 24 months, and they have started into the crypto ecosystem as well. Getting forward, in June 2021, ILUS also announced the market strategy for US acquisition, which means they did not really have any presence. As you know, that ILUS started just in January, appointed the CEO, they started fueling up the revenue model, they started fueling up their acquisition, but they wanted to build their strategy around the United States and North America, which is where the most revenue can come from, which are some of the countries that can bring in a ton of profit. They have the strategy for acquisition in manufacturing, routes to market, and technology advancement. What that means is they want to manufacture their own product, they want to sell their own product and services as well, they want to control their own sales pipeline, and they want to finish the product cycle of a sales life cycle, which means they bring in more and more revenue. They keep the manufacturing profit, they keep the support and sales profit, as well as when they change the ecosystem, they also keep their sales profit, which is one of the best business model that I have seen. OTC company, very small company, unique business model. I have not seen many OTC company aggressively grow the way ILUS was growing. Also, cross pollination of the technologies and product between US acquisition to increase the revenue. They started working left and right. They were working on the astronomical European deal somewhere in Q2, where their Q2 profit jumped up to 2.86 million. And I'll show you the chart later on. But ladies and gentlemen, remember, the profit at that time was very close to $1 million. I have not seen, once again, too many companies in OTC. They go from $500,000 in revenue to $1 million profit in just one quarter. ILUS made it happen, which is when I started believing a ton more in ILUS. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence and research. This is not a video to share that, oh, buy or sell. You want to do your own due diligence and research. You want to put your own money. That's your investment. So you want to do your research analysis. Based on that, buy or sell, your choice, because it's risk versus reward. You can earn 29,000% return on an OTC play, or you can lose 100% as well. Who knows? So do your due diligence. Now, one thing I wanted to also share at that point, they started pumping up the Houston-based fire pump manufacturing company, Tennessee-based truck bed manufacturing company. So they pumped up a ton more into the United States region, which is where the money comes from. So you don't want to forget that. Come in August 2021, BCD awarded $1.5 million in new contract, 3 new contract fire system installation for the world's tallest tower in Dubai, Burj Khalifa, 13-story residential building in Dubai, once again Hills Estate, and Emirates Hospital in Dubai, which is once again a massive startup with $1.5 million in recurring revenue that they have been already awarded. Not only that, come in September, they signed up the pre-contract agreement with firefighting equipment company distributor in Georgia, United States, which is a already profitable US-based firefighting equipment distributor. They hold multiple exclusive distribution contracts, so that revenue will be coming in, and that will be adding up into the book of business for ILUS. That's how ILUS becomes profitable as well. There are a little bit of work that needs to be done with the share structure, and I'll talk more about that. But at that point, the turnover for this particular acquisition was more than $3 million. And at that point, this is something I love, very much loved. company started the due diligence of becoming a $100 million revenue company. At that point, they were thinking 10x. And I love to see the way ILUS thinks, because they were almost $3, $4, $5 million revenue company. They started thinking about how to become a $100 million revenue company. Not only that, they repeatedly told us that they are working on NASDAQ uplisting. They told us that they want to expand their footprint into United States more and more and more. Also, they want to close on their European acquisition deal. And there was some skepticism as well into the market. There was some FUD, which is when we saw that ILUS went to 41 cents and dropped around like 20 in 20s or mid 20s. And then we started seeing the ramp up again. And we went all the way to 51 cents. What I'm trying to say here at this point is right now we are at 30 cents. You do your own due diligence, but at that point, ILUS has a 10x run, one more 10x run potential in terms of the investment for the shareholders. Now, let's take a look what happened next in October. Their Q3 profit, $3.13 million in revenue. The profit was $881,000. Now, the question you may have is in Q2, their profit was $992,000. So almost $1 million in profit with the revenue of $2.86 million. But remember that they were growing aggressively. They were doing acquisitions left and right. The revenue was $3.13 million. Their quarterly profit was $881,000. So the profit went down, but that time they had some additional orders came in. The sales POs were, I think, closed, and their revenue was close to $4 million, and their profit was $881,000. And that is going to happen. The company cannot exponentially grow in one direction. So does the stock price. So you want to consider all that aspects into your investment strategy as well. ILUS agreed at that point to acquire Tennessee-based BHP or Bullhead Products. They signed and agreed the pre-contract agreement and terms, specialty in aluminum truck manufacturing and bed converter vehicles with customers across the United States, which is massive. And I wanted to show you real quick how that looks in terms of this chart. And you should be able to see Q1, 509,000, Q2, 2.86 million, Q3, 3.13 million revenue. With that in Q3, the revenue was 6.5 million. And ladies and gentlemen, that time, ILUS started thinking about becoming a $100 million revenue company. And I do believe that they can hit it the way that they're acquiring all this acquisitions, especially with the European acquisition, the additional acquisitions, due diligence that they're doing in the Asian region. With $30 million in yearly revenue, there is a massive potential. Now remember, the balance sheet, the company started with only $500,000 in revenue in Q1. Their asset right now is $26.9 million with the liability of $10.1 million. The Q3 profit was $881,000 with the revenue of $3.1 million. And in year to date, at the end of Q3, the total revenue was $6.5 million with $1.9 million in gross profit. I cannot wait to figure out what the revenue was in Q4. However, I know that they exceeded their expectations, so I know the number, but what I'm super interested in learning more about is their gross profit as well, which is $2 million, which was $2 million up until Q3, end of Q3. Looking forward to see what they've done in Q4 and, as a matter of fact, for the entire year. Don't forget that they have shareholder meeting coming up. There will be a ton of fuel in terms of their strategy. They'll be sharing some of the updates around the NASDAQ uplisting, additional acquisition in APAC or the Asian region that they're working on that will bring in $30 million in revenue. One of the astronomical deal in European region, privatization of the government in UK, that is going to be amazing. Come November 2021, pre-contract agreement signed for UK acquisition. Group of companies, many people were skeptical about this European deal. They shared this information. In 2022, they're expecting $8 million in revenue, 150 new jobs, so on and so forth that I covered in my previous video. Annual revenue with this pre-contract agreement of this UK acquisition of 4 companies, they're expecting $10 million plus in revenue, which is the annual revenue and which is recurring revenue that they close in November 2021. In December, completion of Bullhead product acquisition, current revenue of $1 million with potential much more, because they have vehicle contracts already secured with $1.2 million alone. They'll be building their own vehicles. They will be also using this company, Bullhead company, to assemble the E-Raptor vehicles and lightweight plastic vehicle bodies as well as bullhead products, will also manufacture firebugs, rapid response firefighting and rescue vehicles. Now remember, this particular company has already been acquired by ILUS in January 2021. So they are manufacturing their own units, they're manufacturing their own vehicles and devices and so equipments and so on and so forth. This is a complete cycle with complete vehicle conversion for North American vehicle contracts, which is going to be amazing. And with that, I wanted to play this video once again because I like the music. Enjoy, here we go. And this is the particular company I was talking about, that they are working on their due diligence with $30 million revenue company. They also launched the Maxi A1 firefighting nozzles, and they are up to really phase 1 deal with the EV manufacturing facility in Southeastern Europe, which is 652,000 square foot bespoke manufacturing site that they're working on, supply of renewable energy industry as well, approved with the European government deal. At this phase, they may not be able to share a ton of information, but that one thing is for sure, that this deal is moving forward. I'm super excited to learn more about what's happening. Now we are in December and we are going into such an amazing 2022. And I can't wait for this NASDAQ uplisting. NASDAQ uplisting is going to be one of the really critical for the shareholders and whoever invested in ILUS as a company. ILUS has been telling us multiple times that they want to be listed on NASDAQ. They are working on their share restructuring. They're working on becoming a $100 million revenue company. I have no doubt that the company is aggressively going to push forward in 2022. I really want you to remember that this massive moves are not always easy. There will be some ups and there will be downs. Now you want to focus on the bigger picture, that the company that started with 501,000 share trading on January 4, 2021, at least that's when what we are seeing on my screen, because this is OTC stock, that could be some discrepancies or delays as well. But remember that started with 500,000 shares. Right now we ended with 7.3 million in volume and almost 30 cents price point. That is 290x return. Ladies and gentlemen, if someone invested $1 that turned into $290, $10 turned into $2,900, $100 turned into $29,000. That's massive. That's super interesting. When we talk about other cryptos, this is no less than crypto in my opinion. Plus you're looking at a physical company with legit business, with a huge business model, with aggressive growth, people behind it. They want to uplist it on NASDAQ. They want to be a $100 billion company. I wanted to share this information with you. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Keep supporting me the way you supported me in 2021. We want to do bigger, better things in 2022. And I will make sure I get back to you with even juicy, interesting, and important information. Till then, we'll see you in the next video.